The Battle of Zalacca, a tale of faith and valor. It was a morning born from the womb of history, where the earth trembled beneath the footsteps of armies, and the skies awaited the fate of Al-Andalus. On that fateful day, a Muslim force of no more than 30,000 warriors stood united against a formidable Castilian army of 60,000 soldiers, led by King Alfonso VI, a man consumed by arrogance and blinded by his belief in invincibility. Armed to the teeth and confident in their overwhelming numbers, Alfonso's forces advanced with the determination of a conqueror certain of victory. The Muslim army, led by the indomitable Yusuf ibn Tashfin and the courageous al-Mu'tamid ibn Abad, knew the stakes were higher than ever. This was not just a battle for land, it was a battle for survival, for faith, and for the legacy of Islam in Al-Andalus. The two leaders, though differing in origin, stood shoulder to shoulder, united in purpose. As the sun began to rise, the battlefield came alive. Alfonso's army moved forward like a mountain in motion, its sheer size and noise overwhelming. The earth seemed to groan beneath the weight of their advance, and the horizon was obscured by the dust they kicked up. To the Castilians, their victory was all but assured. But the Muslim army, though smaller in size, was like a torrential flood, swift, focused, and unstoppable. It surged forward with unshakable faith, cutting through the enemy lines with precision and purpose. They were not just fighting for themselves, they carried the hopes of an entire civilization on their shoulders. In the heat of the battle, al-Mu'tamid ibn Abad proved himself to be a force of nature. He was like a thunderbolt, striking down enemies with unrelenting ferocity. His movements were swift and calculated, his sword an extension of his indomitable will. Wherever he went, he inspired his men, igniting a fire of courage that spread across the battlefield. Meanwhile, Yusuf ibn Tashfin, the seasoned commander, orchestrated the battle with the skill of a master tactician. He had laid a trap for Alfonso's army, a clever ambush hidden behind enemy lines. His forces moved silently and strategically, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Yusuf, like a wise wolf stalking its prey, understood that patience and timing were the keys to victory. The clash between the two armies was a sight to behold. The battlefield roared with the sound of clashing swords, the neighing of horses, and the cries of men. Alfonso's forces initially pressed hard, their superior numbers giving them the advantage. But as the hours wore on, cracks began to appear in their formation. The Muslim forces, disciplined and unwavering, exploited every weakness. Suddenly, the tide of the battle turned. Yusuf's hidden forces sprang into action, enveloping Alfonso's army from behind. It was as if the jaws of a great beast had closed around them. Panic spread through the Castilian ranks like wildfire. What had once been an organized and confident army now resembled a flock of sheep, scattered and leaderless. The sheer determination and faith of the Muslim warriors proved to be the deciding factor. Despite their smaller numbers, their unity and belief in their cause made them an unstoppable force. They fought not just with their swords but with their hearts, their spirits unbroken by the overwhelming odds against them. Alfonso's army, which had seemed so invincible at the start, now crumbled like a castle built on sand. Soldiers fled in every direction, tripping over one another in their desperation to escape. The battlefield, once dominated by the imposing presence of the Castilian forces, was now a sea of chaos and despair for them. As the sun began to set, the battle was over. Alfonso VI, wounded and humiliated, managed to escape with only a fraction of his army. He carried with him not only the scars of the fight but the weight of a defeat that would haunt him for the rest of his life. The Muslim forces, victorious but weary, gathered on the blood-soaked field of Zalacca. They had achieved what many thought was impossible. With their faith as their shield and their unity as their weapon, they had defeated an army twice their size. This was not just a military triumph, it was a moment of vindication, a reminder that faith and determination could overcome even the greatest of challenges. The Battle of Zalacca was etched into the annals of history as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of belief. Thus, the page of Zalacca was written a day when 30,000 believers triumphed over 60,000 arrogant foes. A day immortalized in the memory of Islam, where blood mingled with faith, and glory was forged from the depths of adversity. The earth of Al-Andalus, soaked in the sweat and blood of its defenders, bore witness to a victory that would echo through the ages. The Battle of Zalacca was more than just a moment in history, it was a beacon of hope for generations to come. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, courage, unity, and faith could light the way forward.